It's all right.
Okay. Welcome to the Ramsgate Town Council Planning and Infrastructure Committee of the 5th of August 2026. Please, can everyone turn their mobile phones off? And over to apologies.
Okay, so we have apologies from Councillor Nixie and Councillor Wing, personal committee.
Right. Are there any declarations of interest?
No.
The minutes of the previous meeting, 1st of July. Can we have a proposer and a seconder? So Councillor Austin and Councillor Hetherington. And now Mr. D. Williams.
Go to a vote, Chair.
Oh, sorry, vote. Vote. Yes, good thing Anne Marie's not here, she gets busy. Highways improvement.
Okay, so I'm going to give a brief update on this. So this update follows discussions that we had with Kent County Council on the Highways Improvement Plan priorities. So progress has been made on existing schemes, including the improvements at Dumpton Park Drive, while advice has been provided on potential future priorities. The questions that we wanted asked are in that report with the answers. Kent County Council has advised that a town centre weight restriction is unlikely to be effective due to the exemptions for delivery vehicles. Confirmed that a 10-mile-an-hour speed limit is not permissible on the highway, as the minimum is 20 miles an hour. With that said, 20-mile-an-hour limit could be considered as a future priority and formally investigated, and the resident requests for a yellow junction box at Margate and Highfield Road and the road safety improvements on Grange Road are also suitable for assessment through the HIP process. So the recommendation is members to note the update and also determine whether a 20-mile-an-hour town centre speed limit should be prioritised for the plan going forward.
They have agreed, they've done some work in Dumpton Park Drive with the speed indicator signs. But we have asked if maybe in the spring they can do another test while across the road to see if it's making any difference, because residents mainly say it's not, but we'd like a bit of evidence. And the other one for the crossing, they've agreed it, but they can't get round to doing, sorry, that's not fair. They haven't done the work because they haven't got the resources to do it, which rather throws the whole thing into, yeah. Sorry, Councillor Austin.
Thank you, Chair. Dumpton Park Drive, I have to say, as I drive along it quite regularly, the speed indicator does remind you. You suddenly find that your speed has crept up a few miles per hour, and it's easy to do that, and it's really helpful, I think.
Down to 60 now, yeah.
Down to 60, yeah.
Well, that's good.
So on the other priorities, I mean, I do think we should be asking why delivery vehicles get an exemption in the pedestrianised area when they don't get an exemption in pedestrianised areas in various other towns, notably Canterbury.
Are you talking about the very big ones
Yes.
that go in after 5?
Yes.
Yeah, because there's piles of them in there during the day.
Exactly.
And I believe they need to get a permit from TDC.
Right, and they don't.
Well, if if I talk to them, they said they've got it.
Yes.
But they need to display it.
Right.
There's usually 5 or 6 of them.
So is that another thing that we should be chasing TDC parking enforcement for, along with all the other parking that happens in the town centre?
Well, yes, but it's down to the number of enforcement.
Yes, I mean, Rebecca Blazer is really helpful when we point it out and sends people and they do it, but they can't be everywhere.
Yes. Sorry, can't.
No, that's all right, thank you, Chair. I mean, I've seen tickets on the street after the time that they should have gone. So I know that they do that, the same as they do it down here, but this is quite right to say they can. But the thing is with the parking ticket, is once the ticket's on there, He can stay there all day because you can't.
Well, we can give them another one.
Well, they can do a lot, but if they want to stay there, we can't
Yeah.
make them move. Well, the council can't make them move, not we, but the council, CDC can't make them move. But you hope that by putting those tickets on, that those people won't come back again.
Yeah. I also discovered that our security men, our orange jacketed security men, open and close the gate to let delivery drivers in Hart Street.
Well, as long as that's before.
No, it's when the gate is closed.
They shouldn't be doing that.
No, but we haven't, there's no, and I can say, because I've had emails about it and I've forwarded it to, but it is that there are some people who just open the gate anyway and then
Yes.
park their car in and leave it there all day.
Yes.
So,
Because we can't lock it.
yep.
No.
And this is
So
the
they
problem.
open it themselves.
Yeah.
But then the security men or women come along and close it or open it for someone who's anyway.
Yeah, I mean, it is a big problem. Harbour Street's been like that for 15 years. There's a car there tonight outside the burger and that parked there all night. So you have to walk in the road. I mean,
I
sometimes,
saw you squeezing past.
and I'll make sure I walk on that pavement and give me a dirty look, but that's what the pavement's for me to walk on.
As long as it's after, they can be there.
But
That's the thing.
After 5, no, they can't.
They can't be there, well, they can park there.
No, they can't. It says no parking. All over the place, there's no parking
No parking at any time.
at any time.
can I just come back on that?
Yes.
Can I just come back on that? I mean, if it was a bigger authority, you'd have a truck come along and pick them up and take them somewhere to a compound.
Yes.
Just an inconvenience, that's what they do.
The police can do that.
We need ANPR. That's what we need. Sorry, Councillor Austin.
I wanted to come back on the 20 mile an hour when
Yes.
we finished that discussion, that was all.
Oh, right. No, it's back to the mobility scooter. You just have to drive it. You can't drive it on the pavements because they're all blocked. Bodies. Oh, anyway,
So may I ask
Yes.
that we ask KCC for chapter and verse about the permits available to delivery drivers, so we understand that, because as I said, there are lots of towns where they're only allowed to deliver to the back of the business premises when there's a pedestrianised area, and this doesn't appear to apply here, and I don't understand why not.
Certainly Canterbury don't have that. The only things we get in there are fire engines.
Canterbury's different, isn't it? Because of the heritage asset.
So
They have
heritage
these
protected.
bollards that come
Yeah,
up.
they're allowed rising bollards, which we weren't allowed, which we wanted on Harbour Street.
Up onto the road. Yes, Councillor Shaw.
I was down the town the other day, which I'm normally in, and there's a van driver turns up and he can undo that lock,
Yeah.
drive in, and he back out and do it up again.
Yeah.
What's the bloody point?
Yeah.
And I told him, you shouldn't be in the town.
Yeah.
Well, it stops somebody.
I know.
Chair, if I may, I'm happy with the resolutions and the 20 mile an hour limit. I think we should.
I think it's absolutely vital that we
should plan for.
prioritise that, but we
Yeah.
will need to provide, as the paper says, we'll need to be specific in our wording, and we'll need to provide them with a map, won't we, as to what we consider to be the town centre.
Yes.
You know my thoughts about 20 mile an hour. I agree that we need it in parts of the town, but 20 is not 20. I mean, cars travelling at 20 mile an hour and got more exhaust fumes coming out those cars in towns and confined areas, yes.
I
They're all
did
electric now.
I did follow up the pound line and spoke to Pam, and this was several years ago,
Yes,
and they said, oh, well, we just won't have a shop.
we won't have a shop, we can't, yes, and yet they do have back
They
entrance,
do
don't
have
they?
back and plenty of room to turn around.
Exactly, it's extraordinary.
So I'll propose that, Chair.
Yeah,
Seconded.
seconded. All in favour?
May I ask, Chair, what about the resident suggestions? What's their status now? Do they just sort of go on a list to be prioritised later? Is that how it works?
Yeah, I mean, we have very little chance of getting anything done.
Yeah, so those have been confirmed against the highway improvement pack that they provided. They are suggestions that are feasible to be looked into.
Right.
What my intention is, ready for the next meeting, is to go through the highways improvement plan and base it against the pack we've been provided by Les and Caesar and check what ones are possibly feasible. So what was highlighted in that meeting was that we get 2 priorities a year.
A year.
There's no exemptions for large towns. It's a county-wide policy, but it doesn't mean that we only have 2. So I'll explain that the 2 that we've currently got, we're working on, like Dumpton Park Drive is partially there, it's ongoing. St Ethelbert School, they couldn't do the railings, but they can do the keep clear extension.
Yes.
So they're partially ongoing. So when it comes to October, we can add another 2. So while there's ongoing issues, priorities, we can add another 2. So every year we can add another 2.
So we can add,
So
we can add 20
we
mile an
can
hour.
pick another 2, yes. So what my intention is to go through, see which ones are feasible, bring it back to the next meeting ahead of October. So then you
Have we
can
had the
start.
pack circulated, or is it only available?
Yeah, no, I can circulate it.
That-
When I asked,
They're very concerned about needing a constant crossing.
in that pack, it details the kind of traffic things that we're looking into
I
and
remember
its costs.
seeing it earlier, but I haven't clocked it all, so it would be really useful.
The thing that I think would be quite a misstep for this council would be to pick priorities that aren't feasible. Purely that if we did that, we can't swap them out during the year. You have to wait till the following year to add 2 more. So if we waste our chance 1 year for 2 priorities, we're wasting a year, and we don't want to do that.
Yes, so we cancel.
Is there no, I've lost it, sorry, go on.
I'm going to listen as well. But if they don't actually do it, does that carry on, or do we add new ones to? Because
What?
the crossing, the Island Refuge, and
They've agreed to, but not done.
they've agreed to, but they haven't got the resources to work it out. I keep saying we've got the money.
Chair, if I, oh, sorry.
No, it's right, go ahead.
I think, the problem's going to be the unitary. If we can get this,
Without even.
we need to try and get this done before
Yeah.
2020, May 2028,
Yeah.
because otherwise these will all get lost and sucked up somewhere.
Well, except I don't see why, I mean, we'll still need to have.
Oh,
Yes.
absolutely, and there will be a highway authority.
Yes.
But it's whether it's
But Canterbury will have priority, won't it?
it's them, yeah. But we need to see how the money's dished out and all those type of
Well,
things.
we're paying for them. We have to pay for these things.
Yeah, but unitary will have more money. Okay, so it's that.
Yeah.
So we might be getting the money to get
Well, if we can get money.
Get the
from
unitary
there.
to do it.
Yeah, no, I mean, they paid for the speed things in Dumpton Park,
yeah.
which was a surprise, a welcome surprise. That's where it comes.
That was what I was going to ask them, was about what the relationship is if we cannot afford to pay for things, or if we have other sources of income that we can draw down. And I'm thinking about residents asking for improvements through Pride in Place, for example. If there's other money to be brought to the table, does that help us, or are we still on, there's still only 2 things, and if you've lost your chance on the first
Yeah,
thing, then
they will only design.
Right,
two
okay,
things.
fair enough, thank you.
So to come back on Dumpton Park Drive, the crossing is in the design stage. They're looking at the design of it and feasibility. So that will be an ongoing priority. So
Yeah.
we still need to add 2 more.
Okay.
So that,
Add to that.
so
Right.
currently that could be, well, as you say, with resources, it could be finished by the end of this year, or it could go into next year. But as soon as we know, obviously, we'll let you.
Okay, great, thank you.
Wunderbar.
Okay, anything else? Highways improvement, so we're on to planning applications.
The first planning application is 23 to 25 Cavendish Street. This was brought to you last meeting.
Revised.
It has been revised and amended since then. So previous comment was committee was pleased to see no expansion to the site as proposed. However, the documents were unavailable to view. So we've brought this back with the extension. They have made internal layout changes and changes to the bin store as well. So this is obviously in Cavendish Street. I believe it's the old solicitor building.
Yes. It is worth noting there is a horrible little alleyway at the back, which some of the windows on the ground and first floor overlook.
Yeah.
So this is it as
Oh,
existing.
even the basement. Oh, no, not, sorry.
No, that's right. So this is the existing as it is at the moment. This was the prior application that you had last meeting, and you'll see that the next change, they're removing a wall on one of the flats in the basement to expand it out.
Oh, yes.
All right.
So that's one section. This is the second section. So it's existing, previous application, new application.
Right.
I'll do the floor changes because you can see it better. So they're expanding this out and then they're making en-suites.
There's sort of quite a generous plan, I think, except for that blue bedroom in the middle at the back, which has no window. Which is not right. Is that the first floor?
So you can,
The first floor,
so this is the proposed ground
the ground
floor.
floor.
So you can see this was last month's application, you see with the bin store and the layout here.
Yeah.
And then they've opened it up and they've flipped the bin store so it's easily accessible from the
Yeah.
road.
Yeah.
Good.
Well, it's impressive that they've done so much actually to change.
Yeah, I can't see a problem with this whatsoever.
I think there's various problems with it. But the way to get to the basement flat is down some stairs, then some stairs. Yes, councillor Sean?
I mean, if it's going to be improved building and there's no objections.
I've got
You're going
objections.
through objections.
Yes, I've got the lack of a window in the basement.
Yes, that's the one.
And the windows at the back on that one, overlooks that horrible alleyway where there are a whole load of vents from, it might be, not Peacock's, New Look, on the other side of the alleyway. And the neighbours have objected to various. I couldn't quite see the neighbour that says they're going to have to walk through a tunnel to get to their front door. I couldn't quite see that. They didn't literally mean a tunnel.
can't see a tunnel anywhere.
They said that they have to, or the neighbour said the residents of the new flats have to.
The neighbour.
The neighbour said they themselves will have to.
Yes. I don't, is there
Won't get ready.
a draw? They never show the, I was going to say, the,
The only thing I
the
can
door
assume
there,
is that there's a
that
door there.
yes.
Yeah.
They've
And
objected. I don't know whether that's a valid objection. But there's quite a lot of objections about the drains because there are 2 bathrooms in the building at the moment and there are going to be 7.
But the drainage isn't,
And it goes through,
it isn't a planning issue. Drainage will come under building regulations.
well, they asked Southern Water about it, which I must admit I didn't read.
You know,
the
so-
report. Yeah.
You know, it's not, personally, I can't see anything wrong with it. I'm very supportive of it.
Yeah, me too.
Okay, so shall we say no
I
objections?
propose no objections, Chair.
All in favour? Right. I just think it could have been a much better plan. balconies.
But the thing is, Chair, you can't change someone else's plans.
Somebody else.
And they have changed and adapted their plans.
Yeah, but it's still, some
It's
of the
efficient
flats
for you.
are at the back. Where we've got all those big windows and balconies at the
I
front.
believe Councillor Wing has called it into committee, but I don't think it'll make it to committee in time, given before all the regulations change, so I think it's a gesture rather than.
It's minor change, you know, it's internal, it's not as though it's affecting neighbours really.
Okay,
Okay.
second application is land to rear of 41 to 45 High Street. This is erection of 3 numbered 3-bed dwellings with roof terraces and balconies following demolition of existing structures, called in by Councillor Makinson, Major Development. This is the same address application from 2023, and we gave no comment. That previous application was refused permission. They appealed it, and the appeal was dismissed. The application was refused due to harmful impact on the historic character of the area, loss of light and outlook to neighbouring properties, highways concerns, and other obligations regarding environmental protection. So yeah, this is just up from the site up from the old Argos building. For those of you that may remember the previous application before, I don't have the plan, so apologies for this. You may remember that, let me get a 3D. There used to be, it was about 4 stories, the original application. That was refused due to out of character.
Yeah.
They've levelled it with the existing buildings on this one. And then you've got the floor plans as well.
Personally, I feel it's very, very important to fill all these very little odd sites. Yes, Sean. Councillor Sean.
It's good to see buildings updated, but I don't like the idea of people looking over. I mean, all of a sudden, you've got people peering in your gardens. We've got one in Mutton Place. Years ago, I could never see it, but they can look all the way up the back of Cannon Road.
Nobody objected to that one.
I don't mind.
Yeah, I told people to object. Yeah.
Yeah. I have to say, I think it's a very bland, very bland building. We are talking conservation area, and I know the site. Obviously, we all know the site, and something needs to be done with it. You know, you've got that horrible hoarding all the way around, and it is a bit of a mess. But just because something's a bit of a mess, it doesn't mean to say you can just approve anything on the site. Personally, I object on the grounds of the design of the building being bland.
Yes.
And it doesn't enhance. It does not enhance the conservation area.
Can I see that photograph down, Dean, please, of the hoarding?
Yep.
Councillor Austin.
Yes, I support what Councillor Arden said. I think it's, I think it's a good use of the space and all of that, and it's a much better scale than the previous application, but it's a nothing building in an area of some really interesting old buildings, and it's a great shame not to be.
When you look at those buildings on the side, Chair, you can see you've got the windows.
Yeah.
You've got a bit of interest in the building character.
Yeah.
So I think what's got to go on there would be nice to carry that character on.
Yeah.
I think so. I think it is out of character, to be honest with the street.
Yeah.
Councillor Sean.
Yeah, I do. I think that was the yard where the lorries would back into Marks and Spencer's. But if you could build something, why don't we just enhance that road so it looks like you can see what was there, other buildings that went along the road there. Let's put a square block on there.
You've been here 1,000 years. Sorry, Chair, if I could just ask Councillor Shonk something, is that okay through you? You've been here 1,000 years, Trevor.
Absolutely.
What was on that corner?
Well, obviously, in the 60s, that would have been the road in Hartley Street. Probably there was 1 or 2 parts bombed. I wasn't there then. But that's where the lorries would back into Marks and Spencer's.
Oh, okay. Right, okay. Yeah, I'm with you now. Yeah, okay.
Well, I possibly don't mind that. And I think if they'd done something more exciting, we would have been objecting to it anyway. So But let's have a vote. You're proposing,
I'm proposing on what Dean would happily read out what I was
Second that.
talking about.
Yeah,
they're proposing that the building is too bland.
yeah, object to the design of the building being bland, does not enhance the.
Bland and bulky without character.
Yeah.
Chair, can we use that word street scene? 'Cause
Yeah, and does not enhance the street
Yeah,
scene.
exactly.
And you're second.
But can we say that we're pleased to see this space being used
Yes.
for residential?
Yes.
See someone's come in with an
Yeah.
application for it,
Yeah,
but then
but we don't,
Yeah.
we think the design could be improved.
Well, probably
Yeah,
two.
yes, I'll second that.
Okay, all those in favour? And me again. Yes.
Okay, your third application is 473 Margate Road. This is change of use from a 6-bedroom dwelling to an 8-bedroom HMO for 8 occupants. Called in by Councillor Makinson, HMO.
Yeah, HMOs cause a lot of fuss. I personally think HMOs are needed, quite good. But just looking at this one, the room, it's an interesting site because it's got that huge triangle.
It's got that funny triangle that goes, yes. It's about the furthest house in Ramsgate, isn't it?
Yes. I think it's, if we look at the floor plans, is that the proposed?
So yeah, this is the
Yes,
proposed.
they could do colouring their floor plans in and make it out.
Yes.
But that bedroom 2, for example, there is 14, which is the one?
14.16 square metres.
I've made a note. I mean, the space standards for HMOs are actually smaller than normal dwellings.
Really?
Yes.
I didn't know.
And I think that's a horrible room where the only way of getting into bed is by leaping over. A lot of them have, they all seem to have en suites, which is unusual and good. Good. But a lot of them have little kitchen efforts in them.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Though there is a kitchen dining room, I can't see a lounge. I think it's very cramped.
Very cramped.
I don't know whether we, if they meet the space standards, we can't really.
Question.
Yes.
Are there, then, do you know if there are any HMOs within the 100 metres of
It's from what I looked up online, I couldn't see any.
Okay, so
It's not an HMO sort of place.
In our ward where there was one 2 doors down.
yeah.
Yes, Councillor Sean.
I'm dead against that HMOs, because if you get one, they're spread all along that road there. I don't know what, do you get the same type of tax from that HMO than you would do from an ordinary house? I heard
If I may.
I heard you don't.
If I may share, there will be, for want of a better word in the old words, a rateable value on the property. So it will have probably, that would be a band D, I would have thought, for that size.
Yeah.
Just come in. Does the landlord pay for all his
Well, it's,
HMOs?
he may well say that the residents have to pay towards, but then again, he might not. So it's up to the people who rent.
Councillor Hetherington.
Well, I'm just thinking there's a lot more thought that has gone into this HMO than the one they were going to stick in Liverpool Lawn. I mean, there's kitchenettes in each room, there's en suites, etc., there's more space. So I mean, it's difficult to work out the actual structure of the planning. It looks quite thoughtful.
It is
Point of view of the
quite convoluted.
It's from the point of view of the individual residents in what they're getting.
Except the rooms are all very tight, but they're legal.
Yeah. Chair, tell me if I'm wrong, but I can't see, are there any washing areas to clean your clothes, or, you know, what, or they will have, you'll have to get a washing machine or whatever that may be.
Yes, the
Oh, two tumble dryers. Oh, there it is. Yeah, thank you. As it was,
Storage space there.
yeah. Oh, that's fine then. I'm happy then.
I can't see it in the store.
Sorry, it's a storage space there.
Now at the back there.
Bin stores at the front of the
Yeah,
property.
and storage space in
Yeah.
town.
All right, okay.
Gorgeous.
Yes, that's the front.
There's no alteration to the building itself, so it will have no impact visible on the street.
Any objections from neighbours?
No,
No.
no, there aren't any objections.
As yet,
As yet,
Really?
as yet.
yes. There's quite a few as we know. Councillor Austin.
I'm worried about parking, Chair, and I think, is this far enough from the town centre for us to be able to ask about parking, isn't it?
Yes, there's 3 car parking.
3 car parking spaces for 8 residents, many of whom will have partners living with them, whether they're officially allowed to or not.
Well, it says for individuals, is it not?
Which actually reminds me, Cavendish Street, there's loads of objections about that.
About parking, but you can't because it's town centre. Yes, I think that was one of Councillor Wing's concerns. No, 8 occupants.
But
Eight occupants, 3 car parking spaces. I mean, I know there's a bus stop next door, but
yeah. The chair, and also the bus garage just up the road.
yeah, but
And Westwood Cross is just up the road. It's within walking distance.
yeah, if you work in Westwood Cross, it's fine.
Councillor, sorry.
They've also provided 4 cycle stores at the back as well,
Yeah.
As if people are going to.
for up to 8 bikes.
Chair, can we come back to these cycle racks? You won't see many people using that cycle rack, I'll tell you that now. You've got cycle rack all over, and there's not many people actually on push bikes up there. It's up there for 2 hours.
can't turn it
I know.
down because we don't think people ride bikes. I mean, I wouldn't ride my bike in Ramsgate, but,
Chair, if I may, sorry, Jane, I'll propose,
yeah,
no comment.
Yeah, I was going to propose.
yes.
Unless Councillor Austin
No.
make something specific.
All in favour?
Object.
One objection.
Yeah.
Have you a reason for objection?
Overdevelopment, I hate to think how people have to live in those small properties.
Yeah. No, I do.
Go back there in a year's time, and something. Go around Camberwell.
Chair, I'm not, you know, you're quite right to have your opinions, Councillor Sean, but I just think, if it's on the street or in one of them, I know where I'd rather be. So, not saying that is.
Of course, yeah.
But,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, the 4th application is 50 Westcliff Road. This is a tree works application called by Councillor Austin, needing all the tree cover we can get, if possible, and ways to negate the impacts of larger trees. Sorry, that's not going on. Okay. There we go. We've included the reasons for works lifted from the application due to, Councillor Austin might have more information from the planning, so.
I've had some correspondence with the tree officer about this, Chair, and I'm quite reassured that there's really no alternative, so I'm happy for it.
Okay. No,
I wanted to check
Yeah,
the
yeah.
results with him, but he came back to me immediately and was very helpful.
I have
no objections.
no.
No objection.
All in favour, no objections, yes.
That's the trees.
Okay, and our last application is S106. This is the land to east of New Haine Road. This is for the approval of reserve matters application for the outline permission from 2023. This is for the approval and appearance of landscaping layout and scale of a builder's merchant. Our previous comment on the original was no comment. Then the subsequent ones after that for the height of the nursery building, our comment is up there from last month, and also for the storage unit. This is where the builder's merchant will be, is down in the bottom left corner, and I believe the previous application was was here, so they're doing it by section.
A bit at a time.
So yes, for the,
I think last time we didn't know what that was. If
No.
memory serves me right, yes. Lovely.
it's very limited designs and plans, but
It is what it is, isn't it?
Good.
Yeah,
Okay.
they're all like that, aren't they? Clays as well, it's from Clays, they're Canterbury based, don't they?
Chair, does this back on anywhere near Jackie Baker's?
No. The other side is in Sainsbury's.
I think this has been here before, hasn't it? We've talked
Yes.
about this before.
Yes,
And I think there's too much being dumped up at Westwood Cross. It's chaos up there now. So I'll be voting against it. It's too much in one area.
I've got no,
But we're not, as we explained last time, that is not what's being discussed at the moment.
I propose no objections,
No
Chair.
objections. Yeah, all in favour?
Excellent.
Delegation. Okay, so the neighbourhood plan.
so the neighbourhood plan is with our planning consultant at the moment. So it's updating the draft to reflect recent legislative changes and reviewing supporting evidence and the maps that were highlighted that are currently out of date. Preparations for Regulation 14 consultation have been done well in advance. They're ready to go. We've got everything prepped and ready to enact that as soon as we can. It's been said that further engagement may be required for proposed local green space designations before the plan is finalised and brought forward for approval. But we're waiting on the consultant to get back to us. But as soon as we know, we'll be informing council and bringing this to council to get formally approved. So it's to, our members are asked to note the update and await further stages.
And then we go to consult, or do we go to TGC first?
Consultation.
well, we don't actually want anybody to comment. Yes, because then they have to go through.
Yes.
Yeah, but we have a rigmarole to go through.
Yes, we
to
do.
comment, and we have given people the chance to comment previously.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry, councillor.
I was pleased to see the acknowledgement of the contribution to Jenny Dawes. I'd also be grateful if we could make a reference to the contribution of Del
Yes,
Goddard,
she did
who
a lot of
died
work on it, didn't
a
she?
couple of years ago and who contributed quite substantially to it previously.
Yeah.
I mean, he wasn't involved in it for as many years as Jenny, but he was really helpful.
Yeah. No, that's good.
No, I think that's very appropriate.
Okay,
Thank you.
I would happily note it.
Yep.
All happily noted.
You happily note it?
At last.
Yes.
After a long.
Well, that'd be great to, I did ask the town, can we please put an end to this,
Yes, that after all these years.
which she really wanted to as well, obviously.
Yeah.
So,
Because,
which is good, that's why it went out to.
yeah, and we sort of need it before the new local plan. What's
Yeah.
happening with
Yeah.
that? What happens with that new unitary? Do we?
Well, it doesn't change anything. The local plan is something that's required by law, so therefore, what happens with the local plan, once that's adopted, will go forward, and that will be there for, 5 years or something,
Yeah.
10, or whatever it may be, with the unitary. Excuse me, I'm going to sneeze.
Okay, so we're going to talk about.
Oh, sorry, beg your pardon, beg your pardon.
Okay, so members, it's been brought to our attention that there's a national planning reform. So Thanet District Council confirmed that Ramsgate Town Council will continue to receive comment on planning applications as a statutory consultee. That is not changing. The main change is that more planning applications will be determined by planning officers rather than planning committees, with district councillors no longer able to call applications into their committees under the current arrangements. Instead, councillors may request that an application is considered through a new gateway test, which determines whether it meets statutory criteria for committee consideration. Applications for household development, minor commercial development and residential developments between 1 and 9 dwellings will generally be determined under the delegated authority and will no longer be eligible for planning committee consideration. This is just for members to note.
I don't think it will make much difference, actually. Sorry, councillor Austin.
I think this, I mean, I love the use of provide governance, the term reform, to mean let's throw everything up in the air and start again. I think this is a real retrograde step that will cause all sorts of difficulties. One of the things that I understand from the training with Mr. Livingston is that some applications will be subject to a formal discussion between the chair of planning and the head of planning. And I know some councils are going to require that discussion happens in public so that people can go and hear that discussion. They can't contribute to it, they can't ask questions, but that it happens publicly rather than as in a private meeting, on the basis of transparency and on the basis, frankly, of covering the backs of the people involved.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
I would like Ramsgate Town Council to consider asking TDC that should be the process, because I think that will be helpful because residents who are expecting to be able to call something in and now can't, can at least hear that there's been a fair assessment between the people involved.
And that could take place online, I guess.
Yeah, it could be whatever, but it could be.
Come in, will they?
No, but it could be a public, a regular public session, and then it could be on YouTube or whatever.
Yeah, that's fair. Sorry.
That's right, I don't agree with everything that you just said. It's democracy going out the window. I mean, we're voted in to speak on behalf of residents.
Yeah.
And this is a backdoor way of overriding all of us, so.
We can still put our comments in.
Yeah.
And they can still consider the comments. Most of these applications.
Still sounds wrong. I mean, I'm honest, so it's wrong in every sense. That we're elected to try and help the residents. So this is, anyway, it's probably out of our hands, but I will have
myself in the unusual position of agreeing with you, Trevor.
Chair, I think it's hard for my opinion.
I understand the thinking behind it, but the method is
It's hard from in relation to not being able to call in applications above 10 houses upwards, where the smaller ones.
Below 10. You can't call in below
10, yeah.
No, it's the two sections, if you like, of it now. 1 to 9, if you put in 1 to 9, yeah.
You can do whatever you like.
Yeah. Well, you still got to make your application and that is dealt with.
And the planning
the other one
has to.
is that you can't. But you can still put your comments in, but it's whether they go to committee or not. And that's the thing. So I think Councillor Shon's right in the fact that it's taking the freedom of our residents away. Can I just say, just to finish around, I would say that obviously Haine District Council vehemently put in to not accept it. We went back to government and said this is unacceptable. But like any government, they
That's an awful word, isn't it? That we're sitting here in a democratic country and the word can't. That is the worst word you can ever think of. That we can't have a say. We're elected to do what people want us to do.
We can have a say. We can have a say.
We can have a say, Trevor, but as councillors,
Go there and that way.
as we can have a say, but it doesn't. The government saying it doesn't go to planning committee to be discussed.
Yeah.
So you make what you want out of that. So all we can do is note it, Chair.
Yes, but we can note it.
Yep.
I object.
Me too, but
Yes.
it's not going to do us any good.
Well, to be honest, I don't. I've lost my agenda, but I will finish. The date of time, next meeting, 2nd of September. September.